When we start to question and create awareness around our own beliefs and actually challenge ourselves, that is the foundation for us to be able to go out there and respectfully challenge others' beliefs, not because we want to attack them, but because we actually want to serve them and help them get the beliefs that are needed to get the results, because beliefs lead to actions, actions lead to results. And when you guys see that, a fact and a belief are not the same thing, right? Fact can be verified. A belief is something that you hold true. What's up, guys? In this workshop, little mini masterclass, we're going to go over some concepts around belief shifting as it pertains to a little bit of our personal life and a little bit of sales. And who is this for? This is for you if you're a coach, consultant, sales rep, parent, really anyone who's looking to be more influential and a better communicator. This is going to serve you.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort, stacking penny stocks.
And this training in and of itself won't just change your life right away, but it'll give you the seeds and the foundations to start to see things and have more awareness so that you actually can make meaningful change over time. Because I don't believe in a magic pill. I think any belief, any outcome, any result that we want that's worth having is going to take some time. But with that being said, I also add, I do believe this will give you a solid foundation to understand what types of beliefs we want to install, what types of beliefs we might want to destroy in ourselves and in our prospects to be more productive. So let's dive right in, guys. Name's Mason. I've sold over 6-7 mil online. I used to be a medical device engineer, got fired, tried drop shipping, tried multi-level marketing. None of it worked at all. I was making like $500 a month, had to move back into my aunt's house. And that was 2019. Had to figure it out. And that was my journey of building belief, right? Building the belief that it's possible. Because the fundamental belief in any sale is that it's possible. If someone doesn't believe it's possible to get the outcome, they don't believe it's possible to achieve whatever it is that you're going to help them achieve, then they won't proceed. They won't take action. Belief is the foundation. That was back in 2020. Wild time, guys. I ended up getting like unemployment pay once I got fired from this. I had health issues, chronic pain. It was just like wild. If you guys haven't seen it, you can check into my YouTube. The whole story is there with my best friend, Andres. And during that time, I had to build so much belief in myself, and that came from having like a sense of delusional belief prior to results, right? That came from having this like conviction that I'm going to figure it out. And that came from a sense of just like, I am committed to figure this path out no matter what. Like, it wasn't like a, can I, should I, will I? It was like, I am figuring this path out. And what happened when I was at my aunt's house after getting fired was they paid unemployment pay at that time. And they didn't pay me it, but eventually all of a sudden it all hit at once, which was the biggest blessing because I wasn't really responsible with money at the time. So I got like 17 grand all at once, moved out of my aunt's house, moved back to San Diego, invested in a coach, learned sales, got my first sales role, and within a few months moved out to Costa Rica here. And that's me in my cute little house sipping on some cacao, enjoying the fruits of belief, the fruits of conviction, the fruits of having belief that a better future is possible and taking action. In that moment, I knew life would never be the same. I was figuring out, okay, oh my God, I can actually print money online. At that point, I was making 13 to 24K per month. And this is back in 2021, remote. And I was just like, oh my God, this is real. So that initial belief that it was possible for me led to $6 million in sales, consistently earning over 15, 20K per month online and beyond, working with Jeremy Miner, Taylor Conroy, Sarah Turner, Andrew Cruzy, Jay Feldman. Like, the path that has unfolded is something that I couldn't even believe, not only for myself, but also for some of my friends and students here. Andres, my best friend, went from being dead broke, van life, to hitting 20K months when I got him a role selling to tattoo artist, financial coaching, and now he's doing 40 to 50K per month in his sales coaching company. David Jang, this young gentleman right here out in Sweden, his family gave me $3K. They paid for him. And now he's got a YouTube channel online. He's working remote. I share all these people because it's like, this is how I build belief in myself that what I do works. But it's also so cool to see that they bought into my belief into them. And then through that, they took action, and through that, they got results, right? So the foundation for any major change is belief. And what is a belief? A belief is a mental acceptance. It's a conviction that something is true or real. And oftentimes it doesn't have proof or evidence. Like for all these guys, he had no proof or evidence. Andres right here definitely had no proof or evidence. This is where he was starting from. He was at $21.10 in his bank account. Like, Homeboy was dead broke, living in his orange van, ugly as hell, 1994 Chevy van in San Diego. This guy had he had never made money online. This guy had never done remote high ticket closing. He was like a sales rep in some random corporate job. Jonathan Walker here, same thing. Like one of my students who moved from selling roofs and selling gutters to now he's selling with Lead Gen J. He trained with me for a year, and now he's working remote sales and on his way to do six figures and multiple six figures through remote sales. So this belief is this like very interesting thing, right? It's like it's a choice. It's something that we can condition. It's something that we can form. It's something that we can actually nurture within ourselves without evidence, which is wild, right? Because once we realize that we can actually shift our own beliefs is the starting point at which we can go out there and shift others' beliefs. Because when it comes to influence and it comes to sales and it comes to persuasion, there's a few levels. There's influencing yourself, there's influencing one-to-one, and then there's influencing one-to-many. And the foundation of influence is, can I actually influence myself to have new beliefs, new actions, new habits, new ways of being, and to get out of my own comfort zone? Because when you're congruent, when you're doing that, then you're actually in a position where that conviction speaks through you and you can sell. Like when I go look back at the beginning of my journey, and at this point right here, I was not the best salesperson on paper, right? A lot of you guys are going to be looking for word tracks, what to say, how to say it. And don't get me wrong, those things are helpful. But sometimes, guys, it's just about who are you being, right? And so for me, like the belief at that point was that I could accomplish anything that I want to. Like I was just in this very focused state, locked in. And because of that, the way I showed up on calls, even though I hadn't had a ton of formal training yet, was really powerful. And when people would give me limiting beliefs, like I just didn't believe them. I didn't believe their beliefs. I was convicted of my own beliefs, and therefore I could actually transfer that. Like an example of this, I remember being on the phone with this woman. She wanted to do a TEDx talk. She wanted to be a speaker. She wanted to travel the world, wanted to do all these things. And then she gave me like a think about it objection. I didn't have the training and the word tracks, but I remember just looking at her, pausing, pure conviction, saying, if I let you off this phone right now, it would be a complete and total disservice to you, your future, and your path. That came from intention, that came from belief, that came from conviction, that didn't come from training, right? So I share all this to say is like, if you guys want to hit the next level in your sales career, then upping your belief in yourself, upping your belief in your product. Like this is one thing Grant Cardone had right. Like if you guys have ever listened to Grant Cardone, like I'm not a huge fan of his technical training of how to sell, but like being sold, being convicted, like he's 100% right on all of that. And so where this belief led me was selling 6 million online, selling for Jeremy Miner, selling for Sarah Turner, Taylor Conroy. Right now I'm running a team with Jay Feldman, super fun. And like I said, it went on and actually helped other people. So let's come back to this definition, right? This belief is like a mental acceptance or conviction. When that thing is strong, it almost feels like a fact. When you guys want to, you can take a look at the key characteristics of a belief here. And I would suggest that you guys take this, go into ChatGPT or Claude and just start like asking, what is a belief? Where do they come from? And then starting to like identify what are some of your beliefs and then kind of questioning, do they serve you? Do they work for you? Or are they worth shifting? Now, when it comes to sales and influence, one of the common challenges I see is that people try to help persuade someone through trying to change their values rather than trying to change their beliefs. Trying to change values is nearly impossible. And I don't recommend trying to do that at all. An example of this is a value is I'm a present father. That's a value, is being a present father. The belief might be, if I invest in this, then I'm going to waste money, which means I'm going to be stressed and I'm not going to be a present father. That's a belief. The new belief could be, if I invest in this, then it's going to give me the tools that are going to allow me to actually be more efficient and systematic with my time so that I can be a present father. Two different beliefs, same value system. Right? But if I tried to shame someone into closing by making them feel like they're a bad father for not investing, it's not going to work, because that's like you're going against what their core values. Never go against someone's core values in a sales call. It's not going to serve you. Now, belief versus fact. This is fascinating, and I encourage you guys to reflect on what are some of the things that maybe are beliefs that you actually pretty much accept as facts, because a fact and a belief are not the same thing, right? Fact can be verified. A belief is something that you hold true. And it might even feel like a fact, right? It's tricky to discern because certain things are so strong in your belief system that they feel like they're 100% fact, right? So like for me, achievement without internal growth feels empty. That feels like a fact to me. For some, that might not be the case, but that is a belief that I hold strongly and something that I would project onto other people in a conversation all day, every day. Another belief of mine, chaos-driven motivation is unhealthy. That's an interpretation of an experience. It's subjective, but it feels like the truth to me, right? Breathwork is a most effective healing modality. I think this is one of the absolute best ways to heal yourselves. It's not really a fact, right? But it feels like it. And I would project that onto people and I would put that conviction onto people. And so what's pretty cool about beliefs is they do have a structure, a bit of a formula, which is if, then, means. And this really started to click for me when I was selling with Jeremy Miner, when I was actually getting on calls with sales reps and figuring out what their future goals were. I figured out if they hit X goal, then XYZ happens, meaning ABC. So it was a 3-part thing. And I started to see it happen on sales calls. If I hit 15K per month, then I'm going to be able to provide for my family and XYZ. And that's going to mean that I feel fulfilled. That's going to mean whatever meaning is associated to it. That's one example with future pacing. Another example is consequence questions. So if I stay in my status quo and keep acting the way I am, then my results are going to stay on the same trajectory. And that means fill in the blank. What does it mean to them? That meaning is everything, right? Because meaning to me gives motivation, right? Like it's a meaning is like a reflection of their beliefs of what they believe will happen, the cause and effect. And when those are connected, like we have a deep level of motivation. Another example of a belief and a structure of it, if I take time off from work, then I'm going to stall or fall behind, which means I'm lazy, irresponsible, and a failure. 1, 2, 3, right? That's the formula and the structure of a belief. When really it could be, if I take this time off from work, then yes, things are going to be slow, but that means that I'm going to be rejuvenated, clear, and motivated to actually make sure that this business grows in 2026. Reframing of a belief, right? So when you guys hear about reframing, what you guys are actually doing is you're not shifting someone's values. Reframing is about shifting the meaning and the belief and the association, the cause and effect, right? Someone believes this cause leads to this effect, and you're saying, helping them realize this cause actually leads to a different effect. That is reframing at its core, at its fundamental. Yes, there's questions and structure to do that, which we could talk about later, but we're going to stay on beliefs today. So when it comes to beliefs, I think there's the beliefs that we want marketing to deal with, and then there's a little bit more of the beliefs that the sales team deals with. So before the sales call, if you guys go look up Russell Brunson, I really recommend looking at his internal belief, external belief, vehicle belief framework. And if you want a great, super solid example of seeing this, I'll link it in here. Taylor Conroy, love the dude. He is the guy who, first offer that I really thrived on. I was like top performer for 2 years straight on his TEDx offer, helping people get onto TEDx talks. I'll link his webinar here. If any of you guys ever sign up, just let me know. I'll get that affiliate commission. Thanks. He's probably one of the absolute best people I've seen at installing internal beliefs, external beliefs, and vehicle beliefs. And these are the kind of beliefs that we want to have installed prior to a sales call to be in the best position possible. Internal beliefs is what someone believes about themselves. So his offer helps someone become a TEDx speaker, land a TEDx talk. They all ask this: is my message good enough? Can I do this? Am I worthy? Am I capable? Am I qualified? All of these internal doubts, literally his whole webinar is overcoming that. So by the time they get on a sales call, like this is just like not even a thing. Like he's just installing so much belief through evidence, through storytelling, through logic, that by the time someone gets on there, I would literally hear them say when they got on the call, I didn't think it was possible for me, but after seeing that, now I realize X, Y, Z, and 1, 2, 3. That's just glorious to hear, because now I know that belief has been installed. Second thing is belief about circumstances, right? Like he thought of all the objections of, are there enough stages? Will they even look at my application? Like do I have enough time to do this? And through the webinar process, he would install belief through stories, through storytelling that yes, there are enough stages. Yes, it can work with your timing and resources. Like basically he gets them boiled down to the only thing that they need is passion, purpose, and an impact they want to make. And as long as that's in place, then we can help you. So it just really funnels them into this simple place of belief where by the time they get on the call, they're pretty much wanting to do this. They're in it, because the final type of belief is a vehicle belief, which is, and this, he does this at a master expert level. I highly recommend you go watch his webinar. I'll link it right here. Is he sells people on the idea that TEDx is the best possible process to get to their goals, whether their goal is to be a coach, a writer, a speaker, a thought leader. He sells them on two things. One, speaking is the best way to do that, big stage. You get the authority, you get all the hacks. And the best way to get on a stage and actually do that is TEDx. Beautifully, beautifully done. And it follows the same exact format as Russell Brunson. So if you guys go look at Russell Brunson with ClickFunnels, the best way to make money online is funnels. And the best way to do that is ClickFunnels. That's the secondary belief. So there's the first belief and the secondary. This is an example of the marketing doing the heavy lifting. I'll link this here as homework. I highly recommend you guys go watch that webinar and study what are the beliefs that he's installing, because that'll be a great example of how you guys can actually have some sort of pre-call video that you send to your prospects prior to them getting on sales calls with you to actually start to install beliefs beforehand. This is proactive. I love it. Now, once we're on a call, I think there's really 4 core beliefs that the salesperson is there to install: pain, doubt, cost, and desire. Pain is that they believe that they have a problem. And by definition, to me, a problem is an area of dissatisfaction or area that is not up to standard in their life, whether that's finance, health, wealth, spirituality, any of these like key areas. Like something is, it's something that they're not satisfied with, or it's not up to the standard at which they want it to, or it's not growing at the speed, it's not increasing at the speed at which they want it to. That is a problem. It's dissatisfaction. Doubt is a spectrum. And essentially, when we're selling coaching services, we want the belief to be the transformation is possible, but only with your help. So one side is someone who's too cocky, who thinks they can get the transformation on their own. The other side is someone who is underconfident and doesn't even believe it's possible, right? And if someone doesn't believe that it's possible to change, they sure as heck are not going to invest with you. So if you guys go watch some of my other trainings, I talk about some of the questions. I actually have a video in my YouTube about installing or creating doubt. So you guys can go deeper into that if you want to actually see it. And it's also in the school course. Feel free to take a look at that. Cost is the belief that there's 2 discomforts. There's the discomfort of our current situation, and there's the discomfort of change. The cost belief is installed when someone believes that the discomfort of their current situation is worse than the discomfort of investing in your solution and making the change. They're looking at weighing what's riskier, what's shittier, what's more awful, what's more painful. It's a choice between 2 pains, the pain of staying the same and the pain of change. And when the pain of staying the same is finally greater in their perceived mind, like from their perception, that is when we get urgency. And finally is desire, right? Because they could know that, the cost of staying the same is worse, but if they don't really have a beautiful future on the other side of it, they might just stall and delay because it doesn't feel like there's some juicy future on the other side of going through this discomfort. And even though they know it's like worse, they just stall and they stay stuck. So desire is the belief that there is a future worth having, and we help them paint that picture through vision questions, through helping them understand what life looks like when things change, how it would allow them to feel, what it would mean in their life and their business, and the implications of that on the positive side. Now, how do we shift beliefs, guys? And this is going to be a series that's something I want to continue to speak on, and I'm stoked to get your guys' feedback on this and what questions you have, and we can keep this dialogue going. But I see it as a few ways to shift belief is like awareness, environment, and evidence. So awareness is asking ourselves the tough questions. Where did this belief come from? Is it actually true? Is it serving me? This way of thinking, like this belief system that I have, where did it come from? Is it serving me? Is it actually true? When we start to question and create awareness around our own beliefs and actually challenge ourselves, that is the foundation for us to be able to go out there and respectfully challenge others' beliefs, not because we want to attack them, but because we actually want to serve them and help them get the beliefs that are needed to get the results, because beliefs lead to actions, actions lead to results. And when you guys see that, then you know that your job as a sales rep is to help someone get the beliefs that they need and want to actually get what they want out of life. And that's what you're aligning them into. Truly beautiful, right? Second thing is environment. If I want to change my own beliefs, I need to get into a different environment, right? When I get around people who are making more than me, who are doing bigger things than me, and I see that they're not any different, like not any smarter, then I'm like, wow, I can do this too. Like I've been in a lot of masterminds this year and seeing people make $50K a month, $100K a month, $1 million a month. And I'm like, yo, this guy's not smarter than me. He's just taking actions I haven't. And that gives me the belief and conviction that I can do it too. So if you want to change your level of belief, one of the fastest ways to do that is to go get into a new environment, right? So whether that's a mastermind, online, in person, getting around the right people is going to change your beliefs. And once your beliefs change, guess what? You have the conviction to actually install beliefs into others. It all starts with us. And the last piece is evidence, right? In the beginning, you guys might not have evidence, right? You might not have a track record yet. You might not have a skill set yet. So commit yourself to going out there and getting wins and document the wins, right? Build yourself an identity document, like a Notion document like this that shows your wins, and just start to stack them up, even if they're small. Every single win is just building that belief in yourself. And every single time you do that, you are reinforcing the position that is going to allow you to be operating from a place of integrity, from a place of conviction, and a place of true influence and power on your sales calls, guys. So hope this helps.
I've been getting dirty money, Jordan Belfort. Stacking penny stocks while I'm flipping.